It all began during one of those long, demanding college days in Illinois, when the world felt too big, the future uncertain, and home seemed miles away. Erin, a student balancing lectures, deadlines, and dreams, never expected her life to change during a simple walk back to her dorm. But fate often works in the quietest of moments. Out of nowhere, a tiny ginger kitten, barely more than a bundle of fluff, leapt into her arms, clinging to her with tiny claws and an even tighter grip on her heart. He was trembling, desperate, but determined. That kitten, later named Bailey, had chosen her. And in that instant, her heart melted. She held him close, and without saying a word, she knew she couldn't let him go. There was just one problem. Pets weren't allowed in her dorm. Strict rules. No exceptions. But Erin couldn't turn him away. So, with trembling hands and a pounding heart, she smuggled the kitten into her room, hiding him beneath blankets and behind closed doors. Thus began her secret life, part college student, part undercover kitten mom. She fed him, comforted him, and at night, let him sleep curled beside her, his purring the soft soundtrack to late-night study sessions and whispered dreams. But secrets don't stay secrets for long. 1 week later, the dorm staff discovered her hidden companion. Erin was heartbroken when she was told she had just 48 hours to rehome Bailey. Panic set in. She called everyone she could think of, friends, classmates, even distant acquaintances. Her parents, already caring for 2 cats and a dog, gently but firmly said they simply couldn't take in another. In the end, she found a last-minute placement. The goodbye was brutal. As she handed over the kitten she'd come to love like family, tears streamed down her face. Her arms felt empty. Her room felt colder. Her heart, broken. But sometimes, life has a way of circling back to where love began. In the days that followed, Erin learned that Bailey was struggling to adjust in his new environment. He was withdrawn, not eating, not playing. Something was missing, and Erin knew exactly what. When winter break arrived, she didn't hesitate. She brought him home, determined to make things right. Her parents, hesitant at first, watched the reunion unfold. Erin cradled Bailey in her arms like something sacred. And slowly, over the course of a month, their hearts softened. Bailey stayed. The once temporary kitten had found his forever home at last. The years passed like pages in a well-loved book. Erin graduated. He fell in love. She married. And soon she welcomed her greatest adventure yet, her daughter Abby. But as she returned from the hospital with her newborn in her arms, a quiet fear gnawed at her. How would Bailey react? He'd always been her baby. Would he accept this tiny, unfamiliar human? She didn't need to worry. From the moment Bailey laid eyes on Abby, it was as if something ancient and tender awakened in him. He padded softly to her crib, sat beside it, and purred. When she cried, he stayed near, never flinching. He'd nuzzle her cheek with a gentleness that seemed impossible for paws. It was as if he knew she was part of Erin, and that made her his. As Abby grew and began to crawl, Bailey became her constant shadow. Wherever she went, he followed, eyes watchful, tail flicking gently. He was more than a cat, he was her silent protector. And it was with Bailey just inches away that Abby spoke her first word. When she took her first wobbly steps, it was Bailey who trotted proudly beside her, almost as if guiding her toward the world. Their friendship wasn't taught. It was instinctive, written in purrs and giggles, in tail pulls and tiny kisses. Their bond blossomed further through bedtime rituals. One evening, Erin found Abby sitting with a board book in her lap, babbling her own version of a bedtime story. Bailey lay next to her, his ears flicking, eyes half closed, purring with contentment. Night after night, this became their routine. Abby would read, and Bailey would listen, head resting on her leg, like a story-loving guardian who understood every word. He'd curl up beside her pillow as she drifted to sleep, her tiny hand always finding its way into his fur. In the end, the kitten Erin once rescued had become so much more than a pet. He was a witness to her college years, a partner through adulthood, and a best friend to her child. Bailey had given back every ounce of love he'd received and more. This story is proof of what one small act of kindness can do. One leap into waiting arms. One decision to say yes even when it's difficult. And the life that blooms when love is allowed to stay. Bailey wasn't just a rescue. He was a gift. And he chose his family forever.